Hello, thank you for joining me today. You're watching Esther from Stampin' Star Creations. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. I've had quite a few people ask me about the background to this card, so I'm going to try and recreate how I did the background in this video. If you're interested in knowing how I got the embossing detail, I've done another video on that previously. So I'm using our watercolour paper and using our basic black ink pad, and I'm squashing that down in the middle, and this will create a palette on the lid. And then I'm just going to wet a patch of the paper and then add in that black ink to soak into the back. Now you might need to do this a few times in order to get that darker black effect. And I'm going to try this off and keep adding more before I show you the next stage. Now I think what I did, because I can't completely remember, is actually take the pad to the... I've dampened my paper again a little bit and actually swiped it across on the actual water paper itself. And I think this is how I ended up with a smudge that I didn't want to be there, so I'm just bending the paper slightly so I can get it. But there you go, I've smudged it where I didn't want it to go. Just swipe it across the paper. Okay, and then I used the speckles from the Epic Celebrations, and we're going to put white embossing on that first. Okay, I've just dried that off. And using our Versamark, I'm just going to dab a few of these dots on, going from the centre out. Okay, and then I need to shake it off onto something. So when that layer's heat embossed, then I'll show you the next stage. For the gold flecks, I'm using the spots from the waterfront stamp set, and then laying that on top of the already existing layers you have already. So just keeping this at the kind of top half of where your other elements will go on that. And then I'm going to go in with the gold emboss. Now what I failed to do is to put run my Embossing Buddy over it, so don't forget to do that, because the embossing powder does get stuck to places I don't want it to. So there's another stage just after this one, so I'll just blast this with some heat and show you the last stage. So that's the majority of the background done. There's just one more aspect on there to do, and that was to use the black Stampin' White marker, and you want the thicker brush end, and then you use that to flick against your lid like this, and that gives you some black grungy splats on it. And you can kind of gauge which direction it's going to go in. The closer you are to it, the easier it is to direct that pen. So we're just flicking that against the lid and then creating that splashed background. So there's the original, and this is the one that we've just done now. Obviously it's going to be a bit different, but that's ready now to mount some of those elements on. Now just a few tips about how I did these elements here. When I threaded the laces, I used the white baker's twine to do that, which I've got here, and I used our piercing tool, if I can find it. Put my image onto the piercing mat to pierce the holes where the laces were to go, and then when I went to go and thread it, it probably would have been easier had I got the right size needle, but to help me I put some washi tape along the end, wrapped that around. And then snipped it at an angle. Oh, sorry, I was off picture there. Snipped it at an angle so that I could use that to thread through the holes that we've made with the piercing tool. With the guitar strings, I did use a needle and thread with our gold. I took a bit of gold thread and threaded it onto a needle and pierced the holes as I went through. So I hope that helps to answer some of your questions, and go have fun creating and recreating. So this is a fun background. You could use this background for obviously other stamp sets too. So thank you so much for watching and taking the time to watch me today. You've been watching Esther from Stampin' Star Creations. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up and comment below. Have a good day. Bye.